Hello people of YouTube and welcome to another DVD and Blu-ray update. This being recorded on the 28th of February 2019. Now I have quite a pile here. I've kind of gone a bit mad this month with DVDs, and I will admit to you guys now I'm very slowly running out of room. Basically how my shelves are organised, my top two shelves I still have plenty of room on them, but I'm watching through my DVDs sort of casually just whenever I get the chance, and basically DVDs I've watched are going on to the top two shelves. So I'm slowly emptying the bottom like 6 shelves. So every time I get new DVDs they're going in that gap, and it's all a bit of a mess right now. But I do have a plan. I do plan on getting some storage boxes. You know, just the issue of running out of room isn't going to stop me from collecting DVDs. So I'm going to go through basically my update here and tell you basically what I have. So this month I have 2 Blu-rays. This is going to be so hard because my cat has decided to get in the way as usual. Okay, so my first 2 DVDs are Blu-rays. So I have The White Queen, the complete first season, and I have Victor Frankenstein. Now both of these I actually picked up at work. So if you're into sort of Blu-rays or you're thinking of starting a collection yourself, definitely head down to Poundland and check out the DVD and Blu-ray selection. In my store particularly, we have some really good titles in. Lucky you're in the shot. Thank you. Yeah, so we have some really good titles in. All the standard DVDs are all £1 each. But if you're getting Blu-rays, they're £2, which is really good value because Blu-rays are normally more expensive. So yes, I've got The White Queen, which has been recommended to me. My nan and my auntie have seen The White Queen. There is also, obviously there's the 2 sequel series. There's The White Princess and there's The Spanish Princess, which is upcoming. But for The White Queen, the complete series on Blu-ray for £2, it isn't bad at all. So that was definitely a really good buy this month. And of course I've seen Victor Frankenstein, and my cat's climbing all over me, so apologies if the camera seems very shaky. But yeah, Victor Frankenstein was another film that I wanted to see, featuring Daniel Radcliffe and James McAvoy. Ow, okay. So yeah, very good buys this month. Look, come on. So carrying on. Just sort this out. It's very disorganised because my cat's climbing all over me. So my next DVD is Season of the Witch, which stars Nicolas Cage. Now I've recently watched a film called Kingdom of Heaven, and I highly enjoyed that film. So this looks like something very similar, apart from it looks like it's got a hint of fantasy in it. I've never seen this. I've heard of it, but I've never seen it. So, but I only paid 50p for this, so it looks kind of good. So that's added to my collection. Let me just move these out of the way so I know what I've done. Okay, so if you've been watching my update videos, you will know that I've started, and a couple of months ago I started collecting Doctor Who. I can now officially say I've started on the classic Doctor Who. Originally my plan was to start with William Hartnell, get the beginning box set, which has the first 3 serials that William Hartnell did, as well as a reconstruction of Marco Polo, which is one of the missing episodes. But unfortunately, I haven't actually started with William Hartnell. I wanted to try and get them in some sort of order, but I've just sort of randomly started on them. So I haven't started with William Hartnell. I've basically got 1 serial from John Pertree's era, and 1 serial from Peter Davison. So these are the 2 that I've got for the classic Who so far. So I've got the 3 Doctors, which is a special edition, and I've got the 5 Doctors, which is the 25th anniversary edition. So I think these 2, I know that I'm just collecting them in a random order, and I don't plan on watching them anytime soon. I've got way too much to watch. You know, watching 50 years of Doctor Who, well, 55 years of Doctor Who is going to be a job on. But obviously I do have them there, and I do plan on getting the older serials as well. I'm just sort of going to pick them up at random when I see them. I have wrote out a full list of all the serials that I need for all the Doctors, from William Hartnell all the way up till Sylvester McCoy. And then, of course, I need the movie with Paul McGann, and then all the revival series I've pretty much got, apart from I'm missing 2 specials. So so that's my classic Doctor Who collection so far. So they're obviously going to go with my Doctor Who collection. The next one is a newish release. It's the house with a clock in its walls, which has Jack Black. I did go see this with my good friends Liz and Sam when it came out. I highly enjoyed it. So of course it came out on DVD, so of course I want it in the collection. My next film is Lassie. Now, you've seen in previous update videos, I do have the 2005 version, which is the most recent version to date. And I do have the box set featuring the 3 Lassie films from the 1940s. So this version is the version that came out in 1994. So I believe now I do have all the Lassie films, or at least all the main ones in the collection. So this is the one I needed, and again I picked this up at work for only £1. So definitely head into Poundland if you live near Poundland. We've got some really good DVDs in. So my next film is My Cousin Rachel. So this is the newer version, because there's 2 versions. There's one that came out like over 20 years ago, I think, and then this is the most recent one. So obviously Sam Claflin, big fan of his. Anything that he does I usually want to check out, and it looks like my sort of film. So that's now going to be part of the collection. I do plan on getting the original as well to go with it. My next film is Everything, starring Amanda Steinberg, however you pronounce it. Basically, she plays, if you don't know who she is, she plays Rue in The Hunger Games. But yeah, this was a film that caught my attention, and it looks really good. So that's part of the collection now as well. My next film, again another new release, is Johnny English Strikes Again. I highly enjoy the Johnny English films. I've seen the first 2, so this is the 3rd one in the franchise. So again, of course, I've seen the first 2, so I of course want to see the 3rd one at some point. My next film is The Fifth Wave. Now, I think my auntie has watched this and she said it's really good. It's a film that I'd like. So I picked that up quite cheap. My next film, or my next box set or series rather, is Dynamo Mission Impossible. So this is season 2. I do have season 1. Initially I think because I got season 1 for either a birthday or a Christmas one year, and I initially thought it was just a one-off documentary, but when I researched into it, it's actually I think there's 4 seasons. So I do have series 2 now, so I just need season 3 and 4, and then I've got the full set. My next film is Night Templar. Again, I've recently watched Kingdom of Heaven, and this looks somewhat very similar. Apparently my dad didn't really think this would be my sort of film, but I do like sort of sword fights and, you know, sort of action-y sort of films. So again, I want to sort of check this film out. And my final, we're getting there in the end, guys. My final DVD for this month is the Adventures of Chris Fable. Now again, this is all fantasy, and it does mention the Chronicles of Narnia, so I'm assuming it's somewhat very similar. I have heard of it, I've never seen it though, so I just thought I'd pick it up. It was cheap when I picked it up, so there are my DVDs for this month, guys. Very long update this time. I do need to sort of work on where I'm actually going to stack my DVDs, because I'm very slowly running out of room, like I've mentioned. But I will sort something out. It's just a case of, you know, I need to really get through my DVDs, but with everything, it's just very hard to actually find time to sit down and just watch films. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Any requests to review films, let us know, and I'll see if maybe if there's a particular film you want us to review or talk about, I can maybe try and get the guys together. We'll talk about it in an Open the Credits episode. So that's all for this video, guys. Hope you enjoy. Hit the subscribe or the like button. We're on the road to 400 subs. I think we're just under 30 away. I think there's 20. I think we're 29 away from hitting 400. I do plan on doing a 400 sub special video for you guys as well. So thank you all for the support so far. You guys are amazing. So I will see you all later. Hope you enjoy. Let's get back to DVD collecting.